This week, we move from thinking about what we know, and therefore what we would predict, to start designing a study to test that prediction. We'll be designing the study as if we were writing a research proposal. Outside of class, there are two broad reasons we write a proposal: to request support and to request approval. In many cases, requests for support are in the form of proposals for grants. In other words, requests for money or resources. Requests for approval can take a few forms. In some ways, the IRB process involves a proposal. If we're requesting access to a special group of participants, we may need to provide a proposal, and graduate programs often include a proposal stage for thesis and dissertations. The content and formatting of the proposal you'll finish for this class is similar to what you would use for those purposes. To understand the assignments, it might be helpful to note the difference between a research proposal and a report. Proposals written for academic purposes and research reports are very similar. They start out the same with the abstract and the introduction. They also both have a method section, though the proposal is written in future tense and the report's written in past tense. They also both have a references section. The difference in explaining what we would do or will do and what has been done also means the content and the method is slightly different. Along the same lines, the proposal does not include the results and discussion sections, as we don't have data for those sections. Note that we won't be collecting data for the study we design. That means you won't be limited by the class schedule when you design the study, as we won't complete all the steps needed to collect data. We will think through all of the steps necessary to collect data, though. That said, the study you design will be to test the hypothesis from your literature review. While I'm still working on providing feedback for that assignment, it will likely relate more to your measures than to your participants. In other words, we can move forward with the plan for the participant section based on the rough draft of the hypothesis. I broke down each step in designing a study into two parts: a worksheet that helps you think about all the details you'll need to write in the section, and then an assignment where you'll actually write the related section. There are also examples of each of the sections in the related pages of the course site. You might remember that the participant section isn't especially long for a completed published study. Similarly, ours will be relatively short. The last part of the method, the procedure, will also be fairly short. The materials will be a little longer, as we'll include more details to explain how we're measuring each of the two variables.